If you are using the Omnipod 5, you may have just gained access to a feature that could significantly improve your time in range and potentially lower your A1C without changing a single thing about your diet or exercise routine. Now, I turned it on as soon as it became available, and within days, my average glucose dropped by about 15 points. In this video, I'll show you exactly what's changed, what the app is doing behind the scenes, and where you can find the settings for yourself and decide if it's right for you. Let's get into it. If you've been using the Omnipod 5 for a while, you already know one of its biggest limitations. The lowest target glucose setting has always been 110, and the lowest correct above setting has also been 110. And for a lot of people, that's perfectly fine. But if you're someone chasing tighter controls or maximizing your time in range, or trying to push your A1C below 6, those extra 10 points can make a surprisingly big difference. Well, thankfully, Omnipod just changed all that. The new software update now allows both your target glucose and correct above values to be set as low as 100. And that means the system can begin working towards a lower glucose throughout the entire day, potentially reducing your overall average glucose and increasing the amount of time we spend in our ideal range. And here's what's been interesting for me personally. Since switching to the new setting, I've noticed I'm using about 1, maybe 1.5 additional units of insulin a day, but my average glucose has dropped by roughly 15 points. 15 points. If those numbers hold over time, that's the kind of change that can have a meaningful impact on our A1C. Now, let me show you exactly where to find this setting in your Omnipod, and we're going to use a screen recording for this part. Open your Omnipod app on your phone, or even use the controller if you're still doing that. Tap Bolus Settings. Leave your correction factors alone, we're not going to mess with those. And next, select Target Glucose and Correct Above. Choose a time segment that you'd like to edit. I only use one segment for the entire day, so that's the one that I'm going to choose. On the next screen, lower your target glucose to 100, and then set your Correct Above value to match. Save those changes, and just like that, you're done. Your Omnipod 5 is now operating within the new lower targets. Of course, everyone's diabetes management is different, so before making any of these changes, especially some of these more aggressive ones, please talk with your endocrinologist, your healthcare provider, your primary, and make sure that these settings will fit your specific situation. Now, here's the thing. Pump settings are only one piece of the overall A1C puzzle. You see, in my experience, there are really 3 major levers that we are able to pull. The first is our insulin settings on our devices. 2 is our nutrition. And number 3, exercise and getting more movement throughout the day. Now, most people only focus on the first, but when all 3 are actually working together, that's when our biggest improvements can happen. And I break down the nutrition and exercise side of that equation in the video that's linked on the screen. So if your goal is a sub 6 A1C, I would recommend watching that one next. And as always, thank you for hanging out with me today. If this update was helpful, hit the like button so more Podder users can discover it. And if you're into diabetes technology, fitness-focused nutrition, and yes, the occasional conversation about death metal and metalcore, maybe consider subscribing. And I'm glad you're here. Until next time, keep your spirits high, your blood sugar steady, and I will see you in the next one.